Ladies and gentlemen, you warn your children to stay away from strangers. If those strangers are in their 20s on a Friday night in white suburbia, this is what they're doing. Welcome back to Big and Tall Basement Banter, Episode 2. Jordan, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Alex. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We're back in the studio.
We are.
Got some better sound quality this week.
Yeah.
Making big strides. We're going Hollywood, really.
We are. We really are. It's only been 1 week, and we're already like doubled our production value.
Yeah. So really, next week we're gonna have to get like a live studio audience.
Yeah. And then after that, we're gonna have like a sound stage, a green screen. We're gonna be like the first podcast in. I was gonna say outer space, but there's already one in outer space.
Yeah. But our takes are out of space. Am I right, fellas?
So, last week, again, not the best audio quality. We had some hiccups. We're just starting out, learning the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we got it under control. Hopefully, this is sounding crisper. And we're excited to get the episode kicked off. But first, how are you? How was your week?
It was pretty good, man.
It was good.
Weather was kind of stinky, but
yeah, we're in good old Ohio.
Good old Ohio.
And let's just say it's not the prettiest, nicest weather this time of year. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's like a good week in like
2
weeks in like July, maybe like into June. It's all right.
And they totally outbalance the other 50.
Oh yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about this winter, man.
You think?
I think we're gonna get hit hard.
I think we're doing a good job by changing the climate so much we don't have snow anymore.
You know what? I don't know if this is bad to say.
Yeah.
But climate change
probably is, but
not
okay.
great. Yeah. No, that's not controversial. What I just said.
No, not
climate
at all.
change is kind of not chill.
So anyways, thank you guys
I was
for being
going
back.
somewhere with that. But it would be cool not to have winter.
Yeah, that's called living in the South.
Yeah, everywhere would be like LA and Texas.
Right. And then you
How
wouldn't be able
sick
to buy
would
a
that
house
be?
anywhere.
Yeah. And, the shorelines would come in.
Right. California would probably break off.
Is that so bad?
Republican's paradise, am I right, people? So anyways, episode 2, man. What'd you think? Yeah? Shit Show at the Fuck Factory. I mean, it's a good title. Like,
It's a great title.
it could be a terrible episode. Shit Show at the Fuck Factory?
Are you sure that's the title? Because if I recall, was it
I feel like I'm
Home Run Ball?
I feel like I'm almost being like blackballed here. Like you're trying to like discredit me.
I mean, you're the so-called expert, and you didn't know you got 3 of the quiz questions wrong last week, and you didn't know the episode title.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you do the same thing over and over again, you just get drawn out, that so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I totally don't when you put it like that. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. I will say after this episode ended, I felt more interested in keep on going.
Okay, you feel something building here.
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to, because this one ended on kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what happens. Last episode, I was like, okay, he's old, and the old guy did an old guy thing and had an aneurysm or whatever.
But now he almost did like an unold guy thing.
Yeah.
So let's break it down. So give me like a quick recap. Break it down for me.
Yeah. Let me break it down for you. I know you're an expert, but
apparently I need a handicap, so help me out here.
So last episode ended up with Logan Roy, the patriarch of the family, having a little brain explosion.
Just a little one. On a private helicopter. Tuesdays.
Yeah. I mean, of any place to have a stroke or aneurysm, that's a pretty good place.
The only better place is a hospital. Like
you're in the air in a helicopter. All you have to do is reroute to the hospital and land on the helicopter.
I already paid for the trip.
Yeah. What's the worst place to have an aneurysm? In a submarine exploring the Titanic? That's a pretty
the
bad.
Titanic.
The Titanic. In a movie theater watching the Titanic, unless there's a doctor in the audience. But anyways, yeah. So he had a little brain poop, a little brain fart.
Yep.
And that was the big cliffhanger.
He had a whole body brain fart.
Oh yeah. And this episode opened with them all in the hospital and trying to, see if he's okay. Let's see what's wrong with him. And then the vultures from Waystar are kind of starting to swarm to because they got to get a game plan.
Got to figure out what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
And the vultures.
And the vultures. Exactly. And basically the whole episode is pretty much, you can sum it up as them in the hospital trying to figure out what happened to Logan, and Kendall and Roman and Shiv butting heads about who steps up in Logan's spot. And that's pretty much the whole episode.
Yeah, really. I mean, you start to see the siblings really go at it in a way you didn't get to see in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Physically.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That was an awesome scene. I mean, it wasn't awesome. I just want to take this platform.
Yeah. The huge platform.
This huge, massive platform that we have.
Yeah.
And I just want to be brave.
Take a stand.
I want to take a stand. I want to say from my heart.
Yeah.
It's not that cool to hit girls, hit anybody, but especially, women, and especially your family. But that's just me.
You know what is cool?
What?
Watching your girlfriend get beat up and running out of the room.
Yeah.
That's pretty
sweet. Because, then you get to stay out of it.
He's a business boy. He's got things to do,
Because sure, that's his girlfriend, but Roman might be COO.
Well, he is COO.
Well, yeah, but not at that point.
Kind of.
Not at
but
that
also
point.
not really.
But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that's the whole episode is them fighting over who gets to step up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greg goes on an adventure to the house to pick things up. And then the episode ends with them finally coming to agreement that Kendall's going to step up as CEO.
Yep.
And Roman's going to step up as COO.
Mm-hmm.
And the last frame, the last scene, is Logan waking up, his eyes opening in the hospital bed.
He pulled one of these, like a...
Yeah.
Peekaboo.
I ain't dead yet. But he might not be dead, but how much of him is still there?
How capable is he going to be?
Because, he was already...
80.
Yeah, and pissing on the ground in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And that was pre...
Little piss boy.
Yeah, that was pre-aneurysm.
Yeah. Or maybe it broke something loose. Maybe he's 20 again.
So it overcorrected?
It's like his origin story. 80 years in.
Imagine. The first geriatric superhero. I can't think. Is there an old superhero? Like a grandpa superhero? How old was that motherfucker from SpongeBob?
Oh, Mermaid Man?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
He was old.
He's got to be Logan Roy age.
Yeah. That's pretty...
He's basically Logan Roy of Bikini Bottom anyways.
Oh, I'm thinking... Is he a superhero? The Dr. Xavier? Professor Xavier?
Yeah, he's
in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
He's pretty old.
Yeah.
He's Anyways.
Anywho.
Which X-Men would you want to be?
It's a good question.
If you could be one.
I feel like Wolverine's kind of a cop-out, to be honest with you.
But it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good soup.
You can't go wrong. But he doesn't die. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
I just want to die. No. So,
don't watch... I'm not going to say it. It's been out for so long. Don't watch Logan. he dies in that. So
I know, because he un-Wolverines himself, doesn't he?
I honestly forget, but he does something.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he just gets... I don't know.
Maybe Hugh Jackman just got bored.
Yeah, I think that literally was it, but then now he's coming back in Deadpool 3.
Money.
Yeah.
The reason we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Please. I think I'd want to be...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I let you... You're doing all the asking. Who would you want to be, Jordan?
Oh, thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
It's a really thoughtful question.
Of course.
I think I would want to be Magneto.
Ooh.
To control metal,
yeah.
There's metal on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can do
Dude, you could be the labor's union for automobiles. You could take over the union.
That's exactly what I would do.
They just got a 23% raise.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah, you have superpowers, you go get a job.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Because you couldn't walk into a bank and just with your mind to open the vault.
You're right. You could walk into a bank and get a job as a teller. Then you're touching all the money.
Yeah.
Gosh. What are we doing here?
I guess just skip the middleman, become a bank teller.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think we have to stop the podcast. I think I found my calling.
I think we both did.
So Logan's old. But he survived. So maybe he is Wolverine.
Maybe
he ain't dead yet.
You heard it here first, folks. Logan Roy confirmed Wolverine.
That'd be one hell of a crossover.
That would be insane.
I'd watch it.
I would want to live it.
I don't know. I know we keep on talking about X-Men, but who's who? Do you know enough about the X-Men at all?
No.
Oh.
I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
I guess
here.
I kind of don't really know either.
You were the one
I know Magneto, the wheelchair motherfucker, and Wolverine. And then there's the girl who can change.
Yeah. Oh, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's that one blue guy. Anyways.
Anywho.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, is there any other chunks? Oh, that was the last scene was Logan waking up, but then the other big cliffhanger that got dropped on us at the end was
the money,
the debt. So it's just been they just decided and told the board or whatever that Kendall is taking over as CEO and Roman's taking over as COO.
And Shiv does not like it.
No. And Jerry, their general counsel, their
she's a geriatric executive.
And she takes him out to the roof.
Yep. To throw him off.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a good place awesome. To do it. If Kendall just jumped off the edge.
2-episode series.
Yeah. And tells Kendall that Logan took out this massive loan like years ago, so they could expand the business into like parks and stuff. It's like $3 billion or something.
3 Bs.
And he put it up against the stock, like Waystar stock. And if it goes below if the stock goes like to a certain point, drops to a certain point, then the bank can come collect it.
But the crazy part is too, it's not against Waystar stock, it's against stock in the family trust. So it's not Waystar paying it back, it's the Roy family that has to front the $3 billion.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, so it's leveraged against the family trust. It's not against Waystar.
Jeez.
So like if it were to they were to break their debt covenant, the Roy family would have to pay the $3 billion.
That's not good.
Basically, they would lose ownership of Waystar entirely because they had to sell down all their stock that they own.
That's not good.
Not good.
This is very not good.
That's very not good. If your whole life revolves around being in or saying you are Waystar, that's probably a problem.
Probably.
Or if your identity is being rich, also a problem.
Yeah.
As we can relate.
Yeah. I mean, my identity is rich, but I'm secure in it.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a problem for me.
Of course.
Does my identity reflect my bank account? No.
But does
it's
your
a mindset.
Bank account reflect your identity?
No. Like my actual identity, yes. But the big thing is he just found this out, and Logan's in the hospital, and the stock's gonna take a big hit.
Right, because now Kendall's top dog CEO, and nobody trusts that box-dyed hair, slimy little fucker.
Yeah. And so he could next day, like his first day as CEO, he could be just done.
Yep.
And so that was like those were the big points. I feel like. Now let's talk about the good, like the actual nitty gritty, like the meat of
the meat and potatoes,
the good part of the show.
Yeah.
Greg.
Right.
So Greg got sent. First, he made it like a nice little plea, in front of everybody, in the hospital, but made sure to let it be known that Logan offered him a job.
Yes, it was like a kid saying like, "Oh man, that ice cream looks great. Wish I could have some."
Yeah. The old, Logan, he's such a good guy. I hope he doesn't deserve this. I mean, he let me come to his birthday lunch, and then he gave me a job.
And I think it was like $2 million a year.
Yeah, and
with a car.
Moving expenses too. He's just such a good guy.
He's just a guy, man. He's a people person.
And Marcia didn't want to deal with that. Margarita didn't want to deal with that.
Right. And I think it's finally been narrowed down, even though I don't care. It's still Margarita.
It's to us.
Yeah. And if you don't know what that means, go watch episode 1.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I mean, finish this first. Don't click off, please. We need a sponsor, but go watch episode 1, people.
Like, you watch these other podcasts, and they're at, like, episode 150.
Right.
And they're like...
You're on the ground floor.
Yeah, you can be here.
Pump the stock, people.
Come on. This is going places. This is...
Yeah. We already have a name for you guys, by the way. It's Boys in Our Basement.
So
anyways,
I didn't sign off on that.
Oh, you signed the trust. It's housekeeping.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, like when I used my authority over you to deceive you.
You Logan Royed me.
I royed you.
I'm your Kindle.
Yeah.
What the shit, dude?
Bro, like what the fuck?
Like
you fucked me, bro.
One drag in the fuck.
Where's the magazine?
I would hug you, but
you gonna punch me?
Huh?
Are you fucking crying?
Huh?
Fucking hit me.
Where's the magazine? I gotta eat it. Yeah, I don't even know where I was before. That jarred me. I think that's probably that's a rough draft. Yeah.
Right.
I like bat babies.
Yeah, we'll feel it out.
Yeah.
As long as we're not on a watch list after this.
I'm already on one, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Greg.
That's
where we were.
Our focus.
Yes. the good part of the episode.
Yeah.
Of all the episodes so far. Or at least in my opinion. So Margarita didn't want to deal with him in the hospital, so she sends him on a little errand to pick stuff up from the house, like slippers. And then Roman asks him to pick stuff up, like pick some papers up. And he was there the whole episode, basically.
Yeah, just chilling.
Chilling.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Just hanging.
Like, just going through all of Logan's stuff, talking to his mom on the phone. And then he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Now, he kind of was almost used as like a pawn for other people.
Yeah, because Shiv didn't want the papers. The papers were the trust right. papers. And Roman had the idea of, like, getting them and signing them before Logan woke up as like a gesture or something, but Shiv didn't want to, and she also didn't want to be the only one who didn't sign it. Right. So it was like this, tug of war with Greg using him as a pawn. Roman wanting him to get the papers, Shiv not wanting him to, and in the end, Greg sided with Shiv and didn't bring the papers, but he did bring the slippers
and the sweater.
Yep.
So. Little things that were dropped in that no one gives a shit about and doesn't affect the plot to the story at all. Got it?
Okay.
This is stuff that's totally irrelevant that I don't know how many people even noticed. There's scenes when Greg's in the apartment and with the sweater that he asked for that get called back into season 4.
Damn.
They're totally irrelevant and don't affect the plot, but it's something I picked up on.
Oh, you can't say them because it'll be a spoiler? So you're just kind of brag. It's like a humble brag?
Right, yeah. Like, I know things you don't.
Oh, okay.
Which is really the whole podcast anyway.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right. That's the whole concept.
Big and tall basement banner. Alex is smarter than Jordan.
I think the first few minutes you could.
Big and tall basement banner. Alex is smarter at Jordan in terms of succession.
Yeah. Big and tall basement banter. Jordan is smarter than Alex at podcasts.
At editing, at
taking shots of Tito's.
At taking shots of Tito's. You are very good at that.
Speaking of,
how'd your drinking game go?
Not as bad as last week.
Yeah, I think we didn't go Greg mode this week, right?
No.
Right, which is probably a good thing for your health.
Yeah, my liver. I mean, I still drank.
Well, of course, yeah. Let me look at the bottle. It's murdered.
What am I gonna do? Not drink?
Right.
I think like last week shaved at least 2 years off my life.
Right. And, I'm kind of caught in a real dilemma here because I want you to drink that entire bottle, but I also don't know how to edit a freaking thing. So I want to kill you, but not like all the way,
And if you don't kill me, then we meet back here, and I have quiz questions for you.
Right, and then
and
you
I can
try
make
and kill
them.
me.
Yeah, I can make them as impossible.
Yep.
As I want. But yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay. How many shots?
It came out to 8 total.
Okay.
Easy mode.
Yep.
If I would have went Greg mode, it would have been 12.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is still like almost half of last week.
Yeah. We took it easy. So the drinking rules.
Mm-hmm. First one was Willa,
Mm-hmm.
Connor's girlfriend. If anyone made fun of her,
Right.
you had to drink. The second one was anytime someone says or you see the words shit show.
Right.
The third one was any references to Steve Jobs or Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was like the core easy mode.
Yeah.
So if you did that, I did those 3 rules and I came out to 8 shots.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. Make
Could've
sure he's
missed
right,
something.
everybody.
Yeah, check my work.
Get your Tito's out.
Or, drink a choice.
Yeah. Whatever wants to sponsor us, really.
Yeah. And then the Greg mode rule to add on to it to bump you up to 12
Mm-hmm.
was, I'll let you explain this one.
Yeah. So a lot of this episode takes place in the hospital.
Yes.
And through my first watch, I saw parts of a hospital I didn't know existed.
Mm-hmm.
Like Logan's room, didn't know that was a thing. Having like an apartment in a hospital,
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing. Having a waiting room in your room,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that was a thing.
Mhm.
So anytime there was a part of a hospital I didn't know existed before watching this, take a shot.
Yeah. And I just kind of interpret that as just rich people shit.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a hospital and you or me, you're not seeing that.
No, we're not seeing a doctor.
Yeah,
hours.
no. We go to the free clinic and we wait 12 hours. And we get a med student who hasn't slept in 5 days.
And some Band-Aids.
And it costs us $5,000.
Yep.
But yeah, so I interpreted that the way I interpreted that. I came out to 4 shots with
Okay.
that rule
For
total,
Greg mode.
For Greg mode. And again, you can check my work. And I don't know. I guess it kind of if you've never ever been to a hospital,
You're fucked.
then you're gonna be so drunk.
Yeah, Greg mode is like a whole new level. for
Yeah,
you.
if you're the rule is every time you see a part of a hospital you don't recognize.
Yeah, like you didn't even know it was real.
Yeah, and you're just like someone who just
If you were like born at home, don't go Greg mode.
don't go Greg mode. But if you're if you have,
You will end up in a hospital
yeah,
if you go Greg
yeah,
mode.
you will. Then you'll know. But if you've been to one a lot, sorry.
Or if you are rich and have had your own apartment in a hospital,
Mhm.
You can't go Greg mode.
Yeah,
And also sponsor us, by the way.
yeah. Hospitals or
No, rich people.
Oh, yeah. Just
Hospitals.
if they're wealthy, just send us money.
Yeah.
They don't even want us to promote anything.
Nah, just send us money.
So yeah, definitely not as bad as last week.
Right.
The room didn't spin, and when I woke up,
Good.
I didn't feel like I had the Black Plague.
Right. And you didn't feel drunk when we recorded.
Yeah, no. Right now I don't feel drunk
Yet.
But there's still time,
There's
and there's still a lot of Tito's.
There's a lot of Tito's.
Well, there used to be a lot more. So that was a drinking game. Like last week, like in episode 1, we challenge you guys if you're listening. Hopefully, you're listening. If you're listening right now, go ahead and try it.
I hope you are listening if you're listening.
Yeah, if you're listening to the podcast right now, hopefully you're listening. And go ahead and try the drinking game if you want.
Make sure Jordan didn't miss anything. For
Yeah.
every shot that he misses, he will donate $1,000 to the charity of your choice.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us, by the way.
Can charity sponsor us?
Yeah.
And if you don't drink, I don't know.
Do some push-ups.
Yeah.
Be a better person than us.
Take a bong rip.
Yeah.
And if you're like,
Jesse, if you're watching this, and I know you probably aren't, do a push-up.
that's the classic specific person shout out on a
Yeah.
podcast. Hey, I was about to say Greg. Now
Nick
that's
Laspon,
improv.
If you are watching this,
That's improv.
please reach out.
Yeah.
We will have you on the podcast. We will make you the podcast. We'll remove ourselves.
Yeah. Please.
Please.
Doobie.
Doobie?
There was a really good quote from this episode. We should have a segment.
We should.
Greg.
Like
Great quote of the episode.
Yeah.
This week was he was talking to his mom on his phone.
Yep.
And he literally just said the words, I only have $20 left in my wallet. I'm down to my last $20. Mm-hmm. And then Shiv walks up to him as he's not talking on the phone, and asks for cash for a vending machine.
Yeah.
And he kind of like takes out his wallet. And he's like, "Oh, this is my last 20." Mm-hmm. She's like, "That'll do." And she just takes it out of his hand, and goes to the vending machine. And then he turns on the phone. He says, "Shiv just mugged me." So that's my Craig.
That was a pretty good one. I have one that I enjoyed on my second watch through, where he takes the cab from the hospital to the apartment to go pick up the slippers and the trust paperwork that Roman asked for. And he doesn't have any money because Shiv robbed him. So he gets to the doorman and says, "Hey, man, there was someone that's supposed to call. Can you pay for the cab?" And the guy acts like he doesn't even know him. And then he looks at the cab driver, looks at the doorman, and he goes, "Okay, guys, you have to figure this out because basically one of you doesn't have $14.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I like that one.
When was the last time you watched this?
Probably the last time I watched episode 1, probably like 5 or 6 months.
Episode 2.
That's what I mean, like the same time I watched episode 1.
Oh, I see.
Because I would have watched them in order.
Would you say 5?
5 or 6 months, yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, I am the expert, so.
Should we test that out? Should we see?
We should. How many questions do you have for me?
4.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I feel like there was a mention of more than 4, actually.
No,
I think there was 6. Let's go over all 6. You know, we're really trying to provide a good quality product here for the viewers, and we need to offer as much as we can. Let's put it on the line.
Did I say when how much? I think it's 4, right?
No, I think you said 6, actually. Yeah. That page is probably pretty full. So let's, you got to give the viewers what they want, man.
Yeah. All 5 so far.
All 5. And 4 of them are our grandparents.
Yeah. And they clicked off 10 minutes ago.
I had to teach them what a YouTube was.
Yeah. So this is a part where I quiz you.
Yes.
To test if you actually are a so-called expert of Succession.
Oh, yeah.
And if you get it wrong, you take a shot of good old Tito's.
Uncle Tito.
If you get it right, nothing happens. All right, let's start.
No, wait a minute. Are you sure?
What?
You don't sound very confident in this segment. I feel like you missed something.
What did I miss?
Oh. What happens when I get the question right? Then you drink. You drink.
A shot. Okay, I'll take a shot. What I want. Okay. Question number 1.
Okay.
What does Roman say Kendall probably yells when he finishes?
Oh, controlling the narrative. Controlling the narrative. Take a shot.
What is it?
Controlling the narrative.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Take a shot.
No, it's not.
It's control the narrative.
Oh my gosh, get out of here. No, get out of here.
Hey.
No shot.
There's
no
a right
shot.
answer, there's a wrong
Call
answer.
the referee. This is crazy.
Controlling the narrative or control the narrative?
No,
that's
those
are
crazy.
2 different things.
No way.
It's 2 different.
No way.
How about we each take a half shot?
Or you take a shot.
Or we each
You just know that I have 2 more in the back burner and
or
you're
we
sorry
just
about it.
Take a half shot and we call
Take a
it,
shot.
And we call it evens. You and me both take a little half shot.
You're just nervous. I already know 2 of them.
Why would you say that? It's like you're acting like we cut something out.
Yeah, nothing's cut, by the way, guys.
I'm going to cut that out.
That's a good shot.
That's too much.
You poured it. We're self-policing around here. Yeah, keep that thing open and by you because you're going to need it.
Bayou, what is this? New Orleans? Shut up.
It's actually pronounced Nolans.
Nolans?
Question number 2. 1-0. 1-0. You know what's funny?
2
I
out of
knew that was going
4.
to be a question, by the way.
What?
Control
Really?
the narrative. Because I figured you would find it really funny, and I felt like it was going to be highlighted. It is a good scene. It's kind of funny.
Do you want to know?
Because it's also in a hospital.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
like totally out of pocket.
So when I wrote these questions, I was less mad at you. And so I was going to give you multiple choice.
Okay, yeah. Perfect.
It's for that last one. I was going to tell you what I had. I
okay.
decided not to give you multiple choice
Right.
because of how I've been being treated. A was steer the narrative.
Okay.
B was control the narrative, not controlling the narrative. C was shape the narrative. And D was wowza.
I probably would have guessed D. You're right. Thank goodness I didn't get multiple choice.
D. Yeah, I bet you would have. Okay. What does Tom call Greg when he gets back with the stuff from the house?
Prince Charming. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Take a shot, boy. You're going to be hammered.
How
by
about
the end
you
of this.
while I'm asking you pour these? At least be my bartender.
No, it's okay. You can self-police. You're pretty used to that Tito's bottle anyways. So
It kind of burns.
What's
So
Tito's?
weird. Yeah. Who knew vodka burned?
I think they put like flavoring in it where it's like a little stronger, you know? It's called like alcohol or something.
Nah, I've never heard of it.
It's pretty new.
So I'm 0 for 2
This is great.
out of 4.
This is payback for last week.
You mean when you made me take 19 shots?
There were some halvesies in there, don't lie.
If we compute,
Yep.
I got to 12 full.
That's pretty strong.
So that's 7 halvies.
That's a
I'm
lot.
already feeling it.
Yes. Great.
Okay.
So there's a total of
Okay.
6, right? We have 6 questions.
What was Jerry's husband's name who died in that same hospital?
Get your shot ready, bud. It's Bear. Pour your shot.
Say it again. Well, that's your final answer. I'm not giving you any leeway. You said Bear?
Yeah.
Spell it.
I don't know how to spell it. That's how she said it.
Bear?
Yeah.
Wrong.
What?
It's Baird.
With a D.
You said bear, like the animal.
Whatever. I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one.
And you said that all confident. Yeah, bear. Yeah.
This is the
Bear.
only shot I'm taking, by the way. Confirmed.
I mean, how did you get so many wrong for the first one?
I don't know.
I thought these were like in line with.
You know, I will say, I've probably seen the second one more than the first.
I can see why the first one sucks.
The first one, like, it's really not worth a rewatch once you know who the characters are.
Yeah, that's usually how it is with pilots.
Yeah.
There's some pilots I like.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think there's not much that you can get out of it after the first or second watch. I probably haven't watched that one 9 times, I'll be honest.
So your credentials are starting to fall apart.
On the first episode. How's it going for this one, by the way?
All I know is these quiz questions are going to get a lot harder now.
Oh my gosh, come on.
I mean, you all except for Baird.
I don't know why I thought it was Bear.
That would be a cool name.
Maybe it's the headphones. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Are you gonna take your shot? Or are you gonna stall?
I don't know.
Bear, like Bear Grylls.
Right.
He drinks his piss. Better than drinking his Tito's.
True.
Which sibling was Baird a godfather to?
I'll even say it how she says it. Shiv. Shiv's godfather? Pour that shot, buddy boy. Let's go.
And that was all 4.
There's 2 more. It's okay.
I mean, there's one I already know you definitely know, so I'm not even gonna ask it.
Well, you wrote it down, so I don't.
I write a lot of stuff down. Doesn't mean
We
I
need
do
to get all the content we can. Can't leave stuff on the table. Definitely not that shot on the table. This is gonna help build my credentials.
Do you see how I just took that?
Yeah.
Like I didn't hold it and talk for a few seconds. And
Yeah, it's called comedy.
Dead air and
Dead air.
small talk.
Yeah, and me just standing here like this. It's what they love.
Okay, so I have one. I don't have any left. We've already talked about all of them.
What were the other 2?
The other 2, and this is really surprised me. It's what I already asked you about. I was going to ask you how much. And this was the one that was going to be a bonus because I felt mean writing it down.
Really?
I was going to ask you how much Greg's taxi cost.
$14.
$14. And you literally said it in the quote. When you were about to say it, I was hoping, say the wrong number. Say the wrong number,
Oh, that would have been so great.
Then I definitely would have asked.
Bear. I can't believe you made me take one on one letter. Unbelievable.
You technically got 2 wrong. You said bear when it was bared, and you said controlling the narrative.
We can do the
when it
last
was
2
controlling
questions.
the
It's okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then the other question was, what 2 things did Roman ask Greg to get at the house?
Okay, I won't be able to quote it exactly. Like, it's not going to
No,
be
you have to. You have to. That's a new rule.
The trust papers
Mm-hmm.
and a worn sweater that smells like him.
Yeah. See, I was hoping and kind of thought you might forget about the sweater. But
Because it comes into play in season 4. So
How
you better
does-
stay tuned and watch, people.
yeah, don't go watch Succession. Stay tuned to ours
Yeah.
and watch along with us.
Right. Watch Succession after you watch our episode. You're going to be smarter.
Dude, those questions are gonna get so much harder. So
Why?
just prepare yourself. Because you were quoting exact quotes.
Hey, you still questioning my authority around here?
I will say, I think you've solidified yourself
Thank you.
a little more this episode, and I've a little more drunk.
And that's what you're here to see anyways.
Yeah. 2 guys in their mid-20s get drunk in a basement with signs behind them. Should we talk about the signs a little bit?
We probably should.
Yeah,
You know,
I think we didn't talk about them at all episode
We didn't.
1.
It was really more of like self-discovery.
Yeah. I feel like, when I watch podcasts, when it's just 2 white dudes in a basement talking and there's nothing behind them to look at, that's so boring.
Right.
Who wants to watch that?
I mean, I know we are very attractive, but
Just drop dead.
yeah, there's got to be something behind us still.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like, when you're so hot, it's just like a bright spot and you like glare.
Right.
Kind of need to like draw away from that.
Yeah.
So
Don't be looking at us the entire time, people.
Yeah. There's going to be like, we're going to have so much fan mail too.
True. So many bomb threats.
I hope this is my mom's house. I hope not. Anyways, so yeah, these are just signs, like art that just really means a lot to us.
Yeah, all from local artists, by the way.
All local artists.
We supported local business.
Artisan, what's that word?
Dr. Timu.
Dr.
He's a local-
Timu. Bespoke.
local artist.
Very bespoke.
Yep. Pretty underground. Probably haven't heard of him before.
And yeah, it's just kind of, I feel like, kind of gets our essence, like captures us as people.
Yeah. We have unlimited cash flow because we have so many sponsors.
Yes.
That's why we never ask for sponsors, by the
Yes.
way. Please sponsor us.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of cats that are really...
Because we love cats.
We do. We love pussy.
Okay.
So that's
All
going
right.
to cut. So,
All right. I'm clipping that. I'm sending just that part to everyone you know. But yeah, my favorite. Let's choose our favorites.
Yeah,
it's okay. It can change, by the way.
Yeah, so it's pretty fluid. I have a couple.
Like my sexuality.
So my favorite is towards the top in the middle, because $1 million really isn't cool.
It's really not.
But you know what's cool?
What?
$1 billion.
Now that's cool.
That's pretty cool. And then one that really reminds me of Jordan is the cat holding the bottle of Tito's. Because he has
it's
taken
fat.
so many. He's taken so many more shots than me.
I mean,
I'm
how
really-
many have you taken? You took 1 today.
And then 2 last week.
3.
3 last week.
So 5 total.
What? Jordan is in school, by the way. I don't know what for.
I dropped out of school like 3 times.
Yeah, he's so good at it. He's dropped out multiple
Yeah,
times.
but I'm back in there.
He's back.
But
Back like he never left.
it's a guessing game when if it'll stick.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Will I drop out again and get kicked out, and we will no longer have the set?
Right.
So I get to pick 2.
Yeah, so pick 2.
One my favorite and one that reminds me of you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So yeah, pick 2. What are you feeling?
I think my personal favorite,
Mhm.
is the smoke catnip.
Okay.
Hail Lucifer.
Yeah. Now, do you want to guess? I thought you were going to go with Are You Pooping?
That is a. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're all great.
Right.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about that one. It's less the weed because like every time I smoke, I get panic attacks, so I can't really smoke.
Good thing you never have.
Yeah, and I never have.
Right.
I'm guessing that I'd get panic attacks. That's not from experience. It's not from sitting on the bathroom floor thinking I'm having a heart attack.
Right.
That's just hypothetical.
Yeah.
It's more just like the devil, like connotation.
Oh,
That's
okay.
more of why I like it.
Right.
That's more of why I'm into it.
Totally.
The upside down cross.
Okay.
And then that spike collar, sexy. And then
Anyways.
one that reminds me of you.
Yeah.
Nice butt.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, those are the true story is it's just random signs that we thought were funny.
Yeah.
And it breaks up the blank space. And then we got this one from Etsy. This Succession one.
Yes. Because I think the music in Succession is very important. And I think, and I don't know how much you gathered and picked up on it, there's a lot more scores in the second episode than the first. In the first, it's a lot of the theme song being looped.
Yeah.
In the second one, you have a lot of different scores that are put into the episode, which is really cool. Because I think it's such a big element to the show, is the music behind it.
Yeah, I did not notice that, but I do now, looking back on it.
So one of my favorite things is, and these are all the scores from season 1. So this one down here, Power, that is the musical score when Greg is walking into the hospital. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of bass behind it, and it's meant to like build up his character, even though he's like a scrawny dude in a world he doesn't understand, or should be a part of.
Is that when he's coming back from the house?
Yeah.
He looks scared because like someone coughed off screen.
He does. Yeah, he looks terrified.
Yeah.
But it plays one of the strongest scores in the whole season behind him, which is pretty cool.
How did you remember Prince Charming?
I guess you're Prince Charming. Yeah, I guess I am.
So
you want to fuck Marsha?
Yeah. You want to fuck Margarita? Watching that, there's just something about that makes me want to die when Tom does that to Greg.
It's
very
funny.
Abusive. It's funny.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
But like it makes me want to die.
Yeah, because you know that Tom was Greg.
Yeah.
And now he's just passing it on.
Mm-hmm. And it also just brings back like flashbacks to like middle school of just like, dudes like some guy like your friend or like someone would come up to ask you a question and then you'd answer them and then they'd be like, oh, so you blah, blah. And you know what I mean? Like they set you up. It just reminds me of that. And then the terror of like, no, but you not knowing what to say.
But Greg may have hitched his ride to somebody.
Yeah, because Tom did say,
he did
come and see me.
He tore him down, but he did say, when you find out where you're going to be, come in and see me, which was pretty cool.
Which is like, then it's also, how much did he mean it?
Right.
And did he even know that he said that? Or like, will he even remember?
Right. Will he remember tomorrow?
Yeah. I have a feeling they're going to be a thing.
Like Tom and Greg?
Tom and Greg. Like, just because out of all the scenes that Greg has had, he really only has like one-on-one scenes with Tom, it seems like. I mean, he has some with Shiv and Roman, but they're just asking him to like do
they're asking him to do things for him.
Yeah.
It's not like actual like building between characters.
Yeah, like real like, bonding.
Yeah, over verbal abuse.
Verbal abuse, yeah, bullying. Like playground bullying.
Yeah.
Also, so let's talk about some of the more nitty-gritty, like some more like fine points, like how Tom proposed to Shiv.
Yes.
Come on, man. I know you're Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
That's not a Mr. Darcy move.
Let me ask you this.
That kind of is.
Let me ask you this. Ooh.
If I get it wrong, do I have to take a shot?
If you get it, no, you're too fresh. I was gonna say if you get it right, I'll take a shot, but
all right, deal. And if I get it wrong, nothing happens.
No.
Oh.
You'd have to take a shot.
Okay, no. I am.
Do you remember what Shiv says? Tom?
Wait, after you ask me, can I answer? Can I? Can I decide after? Okay.
Do you remember what Shiv tells Tom after she says no? Like why it's wrong?
You can't she says you can't balance it out. You can't balance a shitty thing out with a.
Kinda. That's after it. She goes, "You can't expect me to give you a blowjob when your dog dies."
Yeah.
What?
Oh. I mean.
Anyway.
But then she kind of still says yes, though.
Yeah,
She's like,
I guess so.
ask me later, but then she's like, starts to walk away, but then she turns around and he's like, and she basically just says,
Yeah.
it would have been yeah. Or,
Yeah. And also how Tom wanted to ask Logan unconscious.
yeah. Do you think, like, I mean, obviously he wouldn't be there, but maybe if he woke up, someone would tell him about
Right.
it. Or would he just want me to ask his body?
Would it be nice to ask his body? In a hospital.
Yeah. And then also, so that's another fine point. So the proposal,
Yeah.
it's like a half proposal. He proposed, but he didn't. And she said yes, but she didn't.
The other question is, how long was he carrying that ring around? And why do you bring it to the hospital?
Yeah. What if he's like, oh, what if he like heard about Logan? He's like, oh, I gotta go, Shiv, I'll be right back. I gotta go
I
to
have
the
to go
apartment.
home.
And he doesn't get like, I don't know, like a change of clothes or like snacks. He just gets the engagement ring. The other thing, what Margarita, sorry.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Her name keeps changing.
Margarita
Yes.
kind of put her foot down
Big time.
because Shiv was trying to find
A new doctor.
like a new doc, and she was wanting to move Logan to a different hospital.
Yeah.
And Margarita was like, no, he stays here. He gets better here. I'm his next of kin. I'm his proxy.
You're almost there. Come on. Come on.
What I say goes.
Nope.
I'm his next of kin. I'm his proxy. He stays.
I'm in charge.
God damn it.
Take a shot.
No, God. When was the last time 5-6 months?
It has to be.
How? You should take the Mensa test.
The what?
Mensa for geniuses.
Oh. A succession genius, yeah. I'm stupid on everything else. But.
One of these episodes, we're gonna take like but that would be spoilers. No, you're gonna take like before an episode, you're gonna take a succession quiz, like a test,
Okay.
and we're gonna review the scores.
Gotta take my SAT.
Succession aptitude test, ACT, alcohol consumption test. That's
You're
me.
acing
That's
it.
me. I'm acing it. I got a perfect score. They made me do it again.
Dude, they're gonna put you in AP classes.
Yeah.
Alcohol poisoning.
That's a clip. Clip it.
Clip that post editing, Jordan.
But yeah, and then we also got to do BuzzFeed like this. Which Succession character are you?
Yeah.
Which Succession character would you marry? Who would you? I'm not gonna ask. That's an obvious answer. I was gonna ask you, who would you marry if you had to from this?
Greg.
Oh, okay.
It's obvious, right?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Right. Oh, I see what you mean. I see where you're going. Tom.
Margaret. Yeah, Tom.
Who were you thinking?
Margarita?
Before or after the trust?
After the trust, after Logan's dead.
Totally. Sure.
So yeah, those were 2 big points.
Yeah.
Margarita putting her foot down.
Yeah.
Tom proposing.
But now the other question is, now that Logan is awake, in whatever sense that means, Marsha really has no control unless he's like brain dead.
Yeah. Because the signing the trust just gives her money when he dies and voting power when he dies.
Right.
So when he's alive, nothing changes.
Mm-hmm. So if he does wake up and is still functioning, all this for her was for nothing.
But what if he wakes up and he's
Like
not all
vegetable?
there? I mean, not a vegetable, but he's just not all there.
Like
No, he's
still in
conscious and moving, but he
Yeah.
can't.
No, he's still in control then.
He is?
Yeah.
So it would still be.
He may not be CEO and may not be like acting chairman of Waystar,
Mhm.
but like
So it's still null?
Yeah.
So the only way it comes into effect is if he's brain dead or dead. A veggie or dead and gone.
a VeggieTale, if you will.
Did you ever have to watch that when you were a kid?
I kind of liked it.
Really? Mr. Worship Team over here.
Just the intro? Come on.
Mr. Worship Team, of course. Of course.
If we could get the rights to it, that would be an intro for the podcast.
No, it would not.
Broccoli, celery, gotta be.
Copyrighted. Copyright music. Yeah, so I should explain your worship team. You used to, let's go ahead and explain that.
Yeah, let's back it
because
up.
you know, we might have fans from
Yeah.
like all over, like
on the other side of
Pennsylvania.
Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a different county, maybe.
Yeah. And who don't know you.
Right.
So what's worship team? When I say worship team, what does that mean?
Right. So, worship team is the group that performs in a church.
Yes. Is that it? Are you going to explain your relation to it?
No,
Is that not something you want to talk about?
Oh, no, you can. Yeah, you seem pretty interested.
I know. I was just trying to explain like what I said. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
I just want to give the audience
worship
backstory.
Team is like the band for church, basically.
It's not the choir; it's the band.
Right.
So it's the cooler version, right?
You can be a worship team choir.
Wouldn't it just be choir?
It could be, yeah. Worship team is like hipster. It's like for young people.
Whenever I think worship team, I think of guitars and...
Millennials don't want to be in a choir.
Okay.
They want to be a worship team.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be a team.
They also hate Mondays.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And love avocados.
And love avocado toast.
Toads.
But yeah, used to do that when you were in church.
Yeah.
So that's when I said worship team, it was a burn. A sick burn.
A sick burn, dude.
Because VeggieTales, it's religious, right?
It is, yeah.
Because the only time I've ever watched it was when I was in church.
Like, I watched it, like, with my best friend growing up. Like, that was our thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because his family is very religious.
I guess as all of, like, as far as religious, like, media goes, it's probably up there.
Yeah, oh, for sure, yeah.
Did you ever watch that one with the sloth?
No.
There's this one at Vacation Bible School.
Mm.
Back when I was in, like, 4th grade.
Yep.
Pre-atheism.
Yep.
And it was like it was so weird. It was a puppet, and he was like a sloth or something. And he would just do go on religious themed adventures.
Oh.
We used to watch it at Vacation Bible School, and we would go mad for it.
Really?
It was like
Like, ask for an encore?
Yeah, you'd think like the Beatles were in town. Like all the kids would like just go lose their shit and gather around the TV for like the Jesus sloth. That's the only other thing I can think of.
Man, I really missed out.
Yeah, just move to Utah.
Yep.
Get persecuted and judged for not being Mormon.
Right.
So get forced into the corner and join the Lutheran Church.
Yep.
Because it's better to be at least some type of religious than no religious.
Right.
And then go to Vacation Bible School.
Yeah. And go watch The Sloth.
Mm-hmm. And then boom, you got it. And then also VeggieTales.
Right.
I don't know how the fuck we got here. How the fuck did we get here? So, are there any other key points in the episode?
So big things in the episode.
Okay, let's see. We got the debt.
Yep.
Logan waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Tom proposal.
Yep. Greg may have a home.
Yep.
May have a spot to go to.
Margarita putting her foot down.
Yep. Shiv not involved in Waystar.
No, Roman and Kendall stepping up.
Yep.
Despite her rejections.
Yep. And also, Frank didn't want to be involved because he got fired.
That's right.
But also, he was the only other one that knew about the debt.
Ooh.
So, because when Kendall and Frank met outside, and he asked for like $1 bajillion in unmarked Bitcoin, which was like quite the name drop in 2018.
That was another question I was going to ask you: is how much money did?
So that was June 2018.
The questions for the next few episodes are going to get for the rest of the this whole podcast are going to get so hard.
I should have sandbagged.
How many extras were in the background of the scene at time mark 20 minutes and 13 seconds?
The English version or the Japanese version?
It wouldn't surprise me if you knew that.
So, like, Frank kind of hinted towards it where, like, there's a lot of cleanup to do, but you can do it, son. Mm-hmm. Like, that was his words. Because he knew about the debt and didn't want to be a part of it.
Fuck. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's why he didn't want to be involved.
Damn.
Because also it makes you think.
See, this is why you watch with an expert.
This is why you watch the podcast.
Because that happened reveal, and I didn't even connect the dots.
And so it also makes you think about it. So he didn't want to be involved because of the debt, because he probably thinks Kendall can't manage it.
Damn.
Because if he could manage it, then it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
He could manage the stock price. He could rally the troops. But Obviously, Frank doesn't trust him, and he's like one of his most trusted associates that he has. So who's going to be on the inside batting for Kendall?
Damn.
I guess you're going to have to watch episode 3 with us, guys.
Yeah. See, I just thought he was hurt because Frank fired him. And that's the reason why he wouldn't come back. He felt betrayed because Frank fired him after 30 years. And I didn't make the connection.
Because Logan fired him?
Yeah, Logan. Yeah, Logan fired Frank after 30 years.
Yeah, like cold-blooded too.
Yeah, and I thought that's why I didn't want to come back. I didn't make that connection.
Yeah.
See, this is what you get when you watch with a seasoned expert.
Yep. You get the newbie taking all the drinks.
Mm-hmm. Too many.
Hey, you're not driving home.
I am home, yeah.
So after your second episode, do you still feel strong in your front runner for this season?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean...
And just as a recap, for those of you who haven't watched the first episode...
Which is...
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Go watch it.
I mean, it's just gold. The audio sucks.
It feels
just,
homey,
Yeah, it's guerrilla podcasting. They have the guerrilla filmmaking.
Oh, I thought you were going like warfare.
I mean, so it started, guerrilla warfare, then guerrilla filmmaking.
Right. Then guerrilla warfare filmmaking.
So, and then guerrilla warfare journalism.
Yeah.
Guerrilla journalism.
Yep.
Gonzo journalism. Fake news.
Yep.
Guerrilla podcasting.
Big and tall basement banter.
Big and tall. There we go.
We're really the center of the socioeconomic health of multiple continents.
The fact, God. I honestly suggest rewatching the episodes for how hard the quiz questions are going to be.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You just, again, quoted word for verbatim the episode.
The socioeconomic health of multiple continents, Ken?
Yeah. That's who knows that off their dome, word for word.
Well, that was the line after from Shiv.
You fucking... I didn't even... That was masterful. I hate you. Anyways.
Be sure to watch episode 3 because I'm going to take so many shots. I'm not going to be able to walk up the stairs.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, you'll never walk again.
Right.
You'll be in a body bag.
Yep.
I'm going to come with like a 20-page questionnaire. And it's going to be...
It's going to be a real SAT.
Yeah. It's going to be how many pixels were in frame 390,000.
I'll ask again. U.S. or Japan version?
New Zealand.
Ooh. I thought you were going to go like Australia because
No.
Shiv's actors from there.
No. I mean, New Zealand, Australia, same thing.
Sarah Snook.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that impressive. That's not expert knowledge, knowing her name.
What's Craig's name?
Give me a second.
Okay.
And this is all staying in. I'm not cutting any of this. What is it?
It's actually Bend Over.
What is it?
Oh, I thought I was going to get you.
No, I'm not that drunk.
Nicholas Braun.
That's right. I don't
Sky
know.
High.
Yeah, Sky High.
Yep. In the credits of Succession, instead of saying Nicholas Braun, it says guy from Sky High.
Tall guy from Sky High who had bleached hair.
Yep.
Do you ever? That was one of my. Can we talk about Disney originals for a second? Why aren't Disney original movies good anymore? Disney Channel original movies.
I think
DComs.
Disney in general is pretty bad.
I mean, I wouldn't know because I stopped watching forever ago.
Well, I mean, like in general, like.
Oh, you mean like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
As a
current?
company, like including like okay. I was thinking Disney Channel
Right. Yeah.
because Disney Channel original movies.
Right.
Do you ever watch the one with the Smart House?
Yes.
Like when they don't make stuff like that anymore, or
They really don't do it like they used to.
they really don't. The girl, was her Xena? The girl from the Alien Girl.
Zendaya.
Yes, exactly. Then there's the one where the guy like turned into a leprechaun. Then there's the one where he was a jock, but he really liked cooking. He really liked baking. And there's the one, the mermaid. I think the girl turns into the girl's a mermaid. He falls in love, and then he turns into a mermaid.
Twilight.
Yep. No, Twilight Breaking Dawn, Part 6.
The poster's up here somewhere.
Somewhere. But yeah, they don't make them like they used to. and I don't know where we were, what we were talking about.
You stopped me and said, "Can we talk about Disney originals for a second?"
I mean, it really is an important topic. When was the last time there was a good Disney original movie?
Stay tuned for our next series on Big and Tall Basement Banter, where we take a deep dive into every Disney original movie ever.
The one blank check. The kid gets the blank check. He gets $1 million.
So obviously, now that you've went through your second episode, I think we can both agree there's still a couple holes that could be filled in the story.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
And I think really with our expertise of you as now an alcoholic, and me as a succession expert,
/ beginner alcoholic, like rookie.
Yeah, I'm not AP.
No,
I'm not.
You're not alcohol poisoning.
I'm not yet.
That's the big leagues.
Yeah. Maybe stay tuned for next week. We'll find out.
The quiz questions are going to get harder, so expect at least 5 shots an episode.
I'm bringing a sleeping bag with me.
Okay.
But I think there's still some holes that we can kind of fill in for the story. So I think you did bring up something earlier that we could probably dive a little bit into. Yeah,
so Kendall.
Yeah.
Golden Boy. He's not very good at...
anything?
He's good at hugging people and getting boners.
He is. Yeah, I did
say
remember that.
He's a pro at that.
Yeah, with the wife that he isn't very close to.
Yeah.
But also not his ex-wife.
But also aren't share custody and aren't together, and she makes fun of him for leaving Coke on his kids' iPads.
It was a good line.
It was good. Yeah. But anyways, he's not very good at shit talking.
Right.
And I feel like they kind of, at the end there, he calls up Lawrence from Volter.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to big dog him and shit talk him.
Yeah.
And then, that's where we end up with the episode title.
Right.
Shit Show at the Fuck Factory.
Great title, by the way.
Great title.
Better than the one I made up last week.
Yes. Was it $1 Million?
I made up $1 Million Home Run. It was actually a celebration.
In your fairness, it is a song on
It's
the
also
soundtrack.
the last song of the episode.
So you know all that specificness, but you don't know the episode title. God. You're like an expert, but like too much of an expert.
We are making this podcast, double it and give it to the next person, but it's every episode.
Mm-hmm.
We've doubled this week. We have to double next week. Like I said, live audience.
Yes.
So we are doubling it and giving it to the next person.
Can you imagine living human beings looking at us doing this right now? Expecting?
We only have 10 out here right now.
I know.
Not 100.
Shh.
Hey.
God.
These boys in our basement are just way too rowdy.
All right. Anyways, moving on from that as quickly as possible. Kendall needs. I feel like he's not good at shit talking. I feel like they condensed that scene. They didn't show the all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
probably cut some things out.
Yeah. So I feel like we should fill in the holes.
Yeah.
So, what are you feeling? You want to be Kendall or you want to be Lawrence?
Whatever your soul is talking.
I think I'm going to be Kendall.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd ever say that sentence.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he's about to be the CEO of $1 billion company.
Right.
I think I wouldn't mind being Kendall.
Okay. With a $3 billion debt problem and an immediate
I'll pass, bring it to the next person.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Kendall. Did you mix me up with your sponsor?
No, idiot, dumb. You're dumb. No, I didn't do that.
I see your daddy's still sleeping, isn't he?
Shut up. He's in the hospital, and it's insensitive.
Hey, why don't you do this? Why don't, instead of trying to run this media organization, hand it to one of those empty suits and just keep feeding your dad some applesauce? How about that, bucko?
You shut up.
Right.
He doesn't even like applesauce.
You're so far to your depth, you don't even know it. You're in the deep end of the pool.
He doesn't
Get your floaties on. Get to the shallow end, little kitty.
I learned how to doggy paddle when I was 33. I know how to swim. Don't say anything about my daddy and his sick. He's sick. Don't say anything about him on your with your company.
Well, I have editorial independence.
Shit bird.
Editorial independence. It's on that paper that I signed.
You know what I do with that paper? You know
what
I
do with that paper?
You know what I do with that paper? I came on it
You came to the meeting? Yeah, I know you did. You signed the paper.
Shh.
When I tricked you. I'm in the chicken coop, asshole.
Hey, I jizzed on. What I did was I took that paper and I jismed on it, and then I sent it to you as a wedding invitation, as a greeting, as a thank you note. That's what I think of that paper. And I think that was like the first couple.
Right.
That's the first part, and then when we saw the actual.
They had to cut some weight off.
Yeah.
Cut some of the fat.
So he could have used some work on that.
Right.
Does he ever big dog anybody and it actually works? Don't tell me. But tell me. 'Cause so far, every time in these 2 episodes, he's tried to like big dog Lawrence, specifically this Lawrence guy. It's blown up in his face.
Well, also, let me ask you this. Has Kendall, to this point, done anything right?
I mean, other than the boner hug, I don't think so. I just like to thank my high school.
Yeah, really. You know,
and the
this
improv
could
club.
not have been possible without our improv club.
Superb.
Yep.
Stupendous. Super duper. Califragilisticexpialidocious. Sexy improv.
Yep.
Could not have happened without
our years.
Blank high school
decade.
improv club. Minus 8.
A decade.
Improv club. And that's like, if you're in high school watching this, please click off.
Yeah.
But if you know someone in high school, go to improv club.
Yeah.
Or create an improv club.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
And one day you could be us.
You could be in your basement with your best friend.
On Friday night.
In
your mid-20s.
Drinking a that is not sponsored yet. Watching a show that's already off television.
Exactly. In front of signs
that you bought off of a Chinese website.
Yep. That are supposed to be ironic, but part of you actually really likes.
Right. But you don't want to say out loud.
Exactly.
But then when you say it, it's not so hard.
It's not so hard.
You know, if you had to give this episode a rating, where would you be? Now that you have a baseline of episode 1, where do you put episode 2?
Do you remember what I gave episode 1? I gave it 2 ratings, right?
You did, yeah.
I think as an episode, I gave it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
But as a pilot specifically, I gave it like a 6. So I guess just as an episode, like a 7.2. I think it's slightly improved from the last episode because I actually after episode 1, I didn't really feel like watching more.
Yeah.
After
you can kind of feel a story building.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to find out more.
Yeah.
But when you look at the episode, nothing too much happened. It was all the same shit. It was all of them. The whole hour-long episode was them in the hospital.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really until the last 5 minutes that actual stuff started to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you went into that episode knowing Kendall was going to take the spot. Because it's the only thing that made sense. And, like, that was his argument. Like, no one else made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically spent an hour getting to that point, and then it happened, and then you had to drop the bombs.
The one thing you did learn though was like how the other siblings feel about each other when their dad's not there.
Yeah.
Like Shiv does not like Kendall at all.
No, she likes Roman somewhat.
Right.
Like she sides with Roman. She like has an alliance with Roman.
And Connor is a coat rack.
Yeah. And I like how Connor like kind of like insinuated multiple times that he would be the one for CEO.
Yeah.
When he's the one who also says like I'm Sweden, I'm UN, don't talk to me. Like I don't think care.
I'd be a better option as CEO. That's unsaid.
It goes
It's not unsaid if you say it.
But I'm saying it's unsaid, so it is yeah. And then him bringing up cryogenics.
Yes.
Which is like
he's a weird dude.
Yeah, like your own father.
Yeah, he's a prototypical dude who's never done anything.
Mm-hmm. And it also makes sense because we kind of find out in this episode he doesn't have the same mother.
Yes.
As Shiv and Kendall and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, it tracks. I'm not gonna. I keep on wanting to ask you questions, but it would be spoilers. You know what I mean? Like I was about to ask you, do we ever meet their moms?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well,
Yeah.
there's one way to
Stay
find out.
tuned.
Stay tuned for next week, guys.
Subscribe to our Patreon, where we'll be doing nude photo sets or
Yes.
risque news.
We're doing news, everybody.
We're doing photo shots of news. Where we just talk about what's happening in America, butt ass naked.
Exactly.
Yep. So is that after?
That's in the Patreon.
Oh,
So
okay.
stay tuned. Go to the Patreon right now. Pay the $49 a month fee.
We don't have
that we don't
Patreon.
have. But thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you're a real one. For real. Thank you for being here. We're gonna be posted next week, every 7th day. Stay tuned.
So did I answer? Well, did I give my rating? Yeah, I did. I gave it 7.3, 7.2.
7.2. You're right.
It was just it was slightly better. Well,
Fair.
what about you? After having all of the episodes under your belt, what would you give this?
As a composite, I would probably give it. It would probably be in the 7s, but I think a high 7. I would say like a 7.7.
And what did you give episode 1?
That would be closer to like a 6.2 for me.
So we were about the same there.
I would say the first episode for me was one of the lowest rated for me.
I can see it. That's makes me feel better.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the lower ones.
So it only goes up.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So you said like a high 7?
Mm-hmm.
We're not too far off.
I'd say 7.7.
That's 0.5 off from me.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. Share, subscribe, find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Everything your mom wants to understand but has no clue about. Jordan, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. I'm so drunk.
Thank you again, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Adios.